Hi viewers, this is me again with another DIY fix from All Hands Mechanic. Today I'm working on 2014 Chevy Sonic with 1.8 liter engine, and the problem I'm looking at is pretty common with all 1.8 liter engine of Chevrolet um, cars. It's primarily with Cruze, Sonic, and maybe some model of Equinox. I'm not sure about that, but it's precisely the 1.8 liter engine. So if you own one of these cars and you have P2076 code with check engine light on, and the code says issue range of performance issue with intake manifold position sensor, the first thing to check for, which is 90% of the cases that's the problem, and it's a very common, very common issue with these cars, is that this linkage arm, it's also called as intake manifold, linkage arm, actuator, um, tuning runner, so multiple names of it. Unfortunately, dealership or part stores don't sell this just by itself. You have to buy the whole intake manifold. That can cost anywhere from 300 to 400 up to $500, which is insane, because this just piece of plastic should be sold separately, considering the problem this worn out over time, and this is a pretty common issue on these engine types. um, so how are you gonna diagnose it if that's what is problem for you as well? You don't have to jack up the car, you can easily diagnose it. Just come from the side, battery side, put your hand in this section, go towards the intake manifold rear side, and actually sorry, this side, go there and just try to move your hand around and see if you can find any loose part, which is primarily gonna be this arm. So it's just gonna be like hanging, and you can easily move this. So if you can locate this and it's easily moving, then that's what is problem for you. Let me show you. It's kind of hard to show you from here the exact position, but once you feel it, you will know. But I'll show you exactly visually from the underneath the car where this part sits. That will help you easily locate the part from the top. If you see that, so I'm gonna show a light here. You see that part? Yeah, right there. Putting lights on, right, this one. You see this one? Right there, this one. That's the one end where the linkage arm sits, and the other end is right there, this one. Okay, that's right there. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. It's right behind that nut. You see that little plasticky notch? Hopefully you can see that in the video. It's hard to tell, but yeah, that's where the other part sits. So somewhere when you come from the top, you put your hand in here and you can wiggle it. So I would suggest anytime you go to junkyard for any other part, or even for this particular part, it's pretty easy to pull out of the car. Just try to feel it from your hand behind the intake manifold, or the rear part of the side of the intake manifold, and you just have to grab it like this and just pull it, and you'll be easily get this out from the intake manifold. So no tools required. Okay, so if you already got it from junkyard, then that's the best fix. Otherwise, sometimes they also sell it on eBay. Again, depending on who is selling it, sometimes there is availability that I have seen this part they sell it for $5, $6 with some shipping. Sometimes it gets sold for like $50 as well. So you just have to keep an eye on it. But if of course, if it is your car, you want to get back on road as quickly as possible and fix that check engine light on. So I'm going to show you a permanent solution for it. Again, there are a lot of videos online I have seen where people have just tried to put some duct tape on it, and that is just a piece of shit solution that doesn't work. You can see that marking. So yeah, this has been tried with the duct tape and it just doesn't work. It's you know, you can see the edges of that notch is pretty much bald or kind of flat, so it's not going to snug tight it. Whereas this one, this side part I pulled out from a junkyard from a car which does not have too many miles on it. Like the car I'm working on has 120,000 miles. This one probably had 30-40,000 miles on it. So you can see that notch still looks pretty round. So yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you here. Of course, I'm gonna use this part on this car because I have it spare. But if you do not, and trust me, when you go in the junkyard, somehow all the Chevy Sonics, Cruzes and Equinox, their engine, transmission and intake manifold part is already gone if that car has been sitting there for any time for more than a week. Even yeah, even for in a couple of days, you will see that part is already gone. I think it's a pretty common problem with this car, and it probably needs a lot of replacement, so you won't see that part. So if you are trying your luck in the junkyard, make sure they just added that into their stock. If it has been a week old, a couple of days old, yeah, a couple of days you can try, but if it is a week old, I would not bother going to the junkyard and looking for it, because from my experience, out of 20 car, I only see one car might have it, and that to the one which is just recently was pulled into the junkyard and it's been open to public. So that's about the junkyard. So let me show you how you can make your existing broken or worn out part work again. So again, you don't need a lot of tools. You need something to drill, a little bit drill tool, and the drill bit which we're gonna be using, that's 9x64 drill bit. You are also looking at, what else you need is M4 bolt, M4 by 20 size bolt, and M4 hex nut, M4 20 size bolt and M4 hex nut. Again, I have this assortment, but if you don't have this assortment, you probably don't need it. You don't need to buy the whole assortment. Just head to your hardware store and get this nut and the bolt size and the drill bit if you don't have it already. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna demonstrate the same thing what you see on the engine by using these two pieces. So you see the one end has a slot, the other end has a notch, and the other piece has a slot and the notch. So if you see this, like the part which is not holding it, and you can see this, it just comes out easily, right? Whereas the other part which is still good, if I push it in, there we go. You see that snug sound? It's not gonna come apart easily. I kind of have to pull it out. Okay, so what we're gonna do, easy solution, very easy solution. Drill a hole through your notch which is kind of broke, which has gone bald or flattened out over time. Just drill a hole through that so that this bolt can go through it, and this nut, the M4 hex nut, If you see, if you drop it perpendicularly, it goes inside that slot, and you just push it further in, make it flat, and then because it is hex and the slot is round, it's not gonna come out. You see, it's not gonna come out. The only way it can come out, if it, again, you make it perpendicular and then pull out, it'll come out. But if it is flat, if it is sitting flat on it, it won't come out. So that's the science which we're gonna use. Is we're gonna put this nut through this guy, and then just screw it in. And once you do that, that's gonna be your permanent solution. Let me show you how I'm gonna do that. Let me set a camera here so you kind of can see it, me doing that. Now I'm actually not showing you actually working on the car. I'm showing you for demonstration purpose outside the car. So this is the same thing you're gonna do on your car. Again, I would recommend go from underneath the engine rather than trying to do it from on top of the engine, because it's just gonna be more easy when you actually see the slot you're putting the nut in and trying to screw that in. So this is my slot, this is my screw. I'm gonna use the socket. Again, don't use any tool, don't use any wrenches. It's just gonna be hand tight. You want to go straight and very with mild force. You don't want to apply excess force. You don't want to break anything. So I'm just using a socket to thread that bolt in. So yeah, just keep it flush with the notch. And I didn't break this notch. I let it there and just drilled a hole through it because I want my nut to sit straight. And this notch will also help me press this my bolt to sit straight, and this notch is also gonna help me push this nut which is on in the slot to stay flat while I'm screwing my bolt in. So you just go there and don't apply too much pressure. You don't want to break anything. If you see too much resistance, I would say just stop and see if you are actually finding things. You see, so I was able to thread that bolt into the nut, and I cannot get this thing out at all, no matter how much force I'm applying. So that's what you're gonna do. But you're gonna do in the car, and this is only for demonstration purpose. But once you put this solution in, it's not gonna come off. It's like a permanent solution. Otherwise, if the other solution I would recommend is go to the junkyard, get this runner, or if you find it on eBay, get it from eBay. But don't try with duct taping or any other temporary solution. If you know something else which works better, feel free to post comment, and I would be happy to know about if there is any better solution. But this is the solution which have worked for me for so far. That's pretty much it. And just FYI, there are a lot of videos on the YouTube, but all of them talks about duct taping, and definitely a lot of them, because those are recorded in the daylight, shows the position of this part probably better. But I wanted to do this quick video to show you how to make use of your existing runner and use for a permanent solution. Hopefully this video helps you and fixes your check engine light within pretty cheap fix. And I would love to have thumbs up from you, and like it, share it, and follow it.